You take a deep breath, mentally preparing yourself for what comes next, as Dakota's video keeps playing. You know, I could leave you 100,000 messages and still never run out of amazing things to say about you. You mean everything to me, Teach. I never would have survived all the waiting without you. Oh, Dakota, you mean everything to me too. With every heartbeat. Chapter 13. Matchmaker. The day after the doctor told you Dakota needs a bone marrow transplant, you sit quietly beside Dakota as his oncologist brings you and the Winchesters up to speed. I'm afraid at this point a bone marrow transplant is our best hope. You swallow hard, squeezing Dakota's hand. He squeezes back. You whisper, "You okay?" "Yeah." "So, what's our next step?" "First things first, we need to find a donor." "A donor? I'll do it." "Teach. I'm serious. Whatever it takes, I'm in." The oncologist smiles kindly at you. "First, we have to make sure you're able to." "That's very brave of you, Sage, but unless your blood type is also O negative..." She trails off, and you answer her unspoken question, shaking her head. "Then I'm afraid we already know you're not a match." "Oh." Dakota brings your hand to his lips, dusting your knuckles with a light kiss. "Thanks for the offer, though." "It was a lovely thought. Typically, blood relatives are the best matches. But since I'm adopted, and your biological mother is no longer with us, then the registry is our only option. But we will find you a donor. It's just a matter of time." At least the doctor seems confident Dakota has time. "What's our next course of action until then?" "For now, we're in a holding pattern. Once we find a match, we'll increase the strength of Dakota's chemotherapy to prepare his body for the transplant." That doesn't sound fun. "Doctor, is there anything I can do to help?" "From the looks of things, you're already doing it. Never underestimate the importance of a strong support system. It can make all the difference." "It doesn't feel like enough." "To you, maybe, but it means everything to us to see our Dakota smile." "I couldn't do this without you." "Sage, would you mind giving us some privacy? I have a few more details to discuss with Dakota and his parents." "Oh, sure." You say your goodbyes before heading out. You meet Miss Winchester's gaze as you close the door behind you. For the first time since Dakota got sick again, she seems truly afraid, and that scares you more than anything. You wander the hallways of the hospital on autopilot, your mind replaying the oncologist's words over and over again. "Sweetheart, are you okay?" "Mom." You realize with a start that you're standing outside of her office. Step inside and close the door. She looks at you over a stack of paperwork, face riddled with concern. "Dakota needs a bone marrow transplant." He steps around her desk to wrap you in a tight hug. You sag into her embrace, blinking back tears. "Mom, I need you to explain the procedure to me." "Well, in simple terms, it means taking healthy blood stem cells and giving them to the patient through an IV after a high dose of chemo." For those of you who don't understand that, it means they wipe out all of his good cells and try and replace them with good, healthy cells that aren't affected with cancer or chemo, in place of his prior blood stem cells. Sometimes the stem cells come from the patients themselves, sometimes from a donor. They're looking for a donor on the registry. Makes sense. He's adopted, right? You nod. Mom, if this doesn't work... It doesn't do any good to think about that right now. There's still hope. This transplant is hope. I bet that didn't stop you from worrying about Dad when he was sick. You're right, it didn't. Mom sighs and lets go of you, gently wiping away your tears. I wish there was something I could do to make this easier for you. Wait, there is something you can do. What? You can do Dakota's transplant. Sage, I'm a surgeon. Dakota doesn't need me, he needs his oncologist. But it's a simple procedure, right? You can do it in your sleep. Well, yes, it's just an IV. So, then you can do Dakota's procedure. For me. He's scared, Mom. He's trying to be brave, but I can tell. Having you in the room might make him feel better. Reach for her hands, almost begging. Please. It would mean so much. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She smiles, but don't start celebrating yet. I have to talk to Dakota's oncologist and parents first. And to him. I have to make sure they're all okay with it before we can move forward, if one of them so much as hesitates. But you'll ask, right? I will. Well, then that's enough for me. That weekend. You visit the hospital with Lennox and Mateo like usual. Dakota sits up eagerly as the three of you enter his room. Hey, you all made it. Where else would we be on such a beautiful Saturday? Any news on a match yet? No, but my oncologist said it's too early to freak out, so this is me, definitely not freaking out. Hey, that was almost convincing. Dakota, good thing you have plenty of practice playing the waiting game. At this point, I think you're ready for the World Waiting Championships. Ah, yeah, just give me a stadium of fans. I'll blow them all away with my ability to wait for nothing to happen for months. It truly is your most impressive skill. Well, I have a great idea for what we can do in the meantime. Drum roll, please. Lennox rolls her eyes as Dakota drums his fingers on the side table. Let's play Grilled Cafeteria Edition. Are we supposed to know what that is? Of course not, Sage. I just made it up. Basically, I'm thinking we do our own version of that TV show where the chefs are given a bunch of random ingredients in a basket to make a 3-course meal. We can scrounge around the cafeteria for mystery ingredients. How are we supposed to cook when we don't have the access to the kitchen? Make it up as we go. Rearrange the ingredients on our trays. Glad we thought this through, but I have been looking for a new way to kick your ass, so I'm in. Anything to take my mind off my impending doom, let's do it. What do you say, Sage? Do you want to play? I have no clue, and I still don't understand this game, but sure. Distract Dakota with a cafeteria game. Count me in. I'm a master of empty pantry cuisine. Them's fighting words, Sage. To the cafeteria. Soon, you and your friends are lined up at the cafeteria table with a half a dozen of covered trays in front of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grilled Cafeteria Edition. Okay, here are the rules. Wait. Why are you the judge? Yeah, you're supposed to be biased towards your... you're just going to be biased towards your girlfriend. That's not fair. Sounds like... you two need to do less talking and more grilling. If you're trying to get in my head, it's not working. It might be working a little on me. Dakota raises his right hand. I solemnly swear to be an unbiased judge. Now back to the game. On my go, you'll have 5 minutes to use the mystery ingredients in front of you to create a culinary masterpiece. So, we grab a bunch of stuff from any of these trays. The person in the middle has a clear advantage. That's right, my advice, don't get in my way. Oh, it's a fight to the death! And the one who satisfies my stomach the most wins. Any last words, you two? May the best man win. Oof. You and Lennox both groan. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Dakota grins and starts recording on his phone. On your marks, get set, grill. You all start whipping towels off the trays until all the ingredients are revealed. You quickly scan your options. Looks like I can go sweet or savory. I should go make a sweet dish. Reach for the pudding cup. Chocolate. Next I gotta add some texture. cheetah cakes or chocolate chip cookies? Chocolate chip cookies. Crumble them up and sprinkle them on top. 30 seconds, chefs. Already? Don't panic now. Time for the final touch. You finish plating your dish as the countdown begins. 3, 2, 1. Hands up. Dakota walks down the table, filming each dish on his phone. Impressive. Yeah, just start eating so you can hand me my win. Dakota starts the judging with Lennox's dish. Cheese pizza. What? It's a slice of cheese pizza on a plate. Can't go wrong with a black classic. Lennox, that's cheating. You didn't even try to change the ingredients. She shrugs. Why mess with perfection? Because cheese pizza is not perfection. It's not officially cheating, but it's also not exactly impressive. I give it a 5 out of 10. Oh, me next. Mateo presents his dish to Dakota with a flourish. Cereal with green milk? Why is it green? What are you talking about? That's the best part. Do you know how hard it is to make the perfect shade of green out of mystery ingredients? Okay. Oh god, help me. Hey, this is actually pretty good. It's basically milk and cereal, but still 7 out of 10. Seriously? All judge rulings are final. It doesn't matter, because mine's gonna win anyway. You offer your dish to Dakota with a wink. Hey, no flirting with the judge! I'll allow it. Oh, pudding parfait, okay. Already wins, 10 out of 10. Ta-da! I believe we have our winner. I give it a 10 out of 10. Of course you do. Oh, come on, Len. You gotta admit, Sage-Ed did outdo us. All I admit is that the judge is clearly influenced by the feelings for his girlfriend. Guilty as charged. Teach, it's time to claim your prize. I want a kiss from the judge. You grin at Dakota as you move to a side of the table and wrap your arms around him. Oh, gross. Look away, Lynn. Just look away. You and Dakota grin at each other as you lean in for a kiss. You sigh happily into the sweet embrace, savoring the moment. What do you think? Worth first place? And then some. You pull his lips back to yours, ignoring the sounds of the cafeteria around you. Later, as the three of you make your way to Dakota's room, you notice that he seems to be in a much better mood. Looks like grilled was just the thing to take his mind off the transplant. And now you put his mind back on it, you prick. Yeah. I just wish we could make it last. A couple nights later. There's a knock on your bedroom door. Come in. Hey. You look up to see Amy enter your room. She closes the door behind you, but doesn't sit down. Hey, we haven't had a discussion yet, have we? Hey, what's up? I feel like you've been avoiding me this past week, and I think I know why. Dakota told you, didn't he? About what happened between us freshman year? Yeah, he told me. And I can't believe you freaked out like that. You hurt him so badly, and then you have the nerve to warn me to stay away from him? I honestly thought I was doing you a favor. Lots of girls have tried to get close to him, but he always rejected them. I didn't want the same thing to happen to you. Hey, just think, he rejected them because of you. He rejected them to protect himself, because of what you did. I know, you're right. I'm not proud of how I reacted. And for what it's worth, I'm glad I was wrong about the two of you. Glance at the cork board on your wall. It used to be covered with homework reminders, but you've replaced them all with printed photos of you and Dakota. Amy follows your gaze, her lip trembling. I'll go. Wait, Ames, don't do that. I'm mad at you, but you're still my best friend, and I really need my best friend right now. Amy's at your side in an instant, her arms around you in a tight hug. Then I'm here. What happened? She listens intently as you fill her in on Dakota's worsening condition. How's he coping? It's hard to tell. His mood swings pretty wildly sometimes, but mostly I think he's afraid they won't find a donor in time. It's apparently a lot harder to find a match off the bone marrow registry if you're not white. What if we organized a local donor registration drive? I bet we could get a lot of people to sign up, especially if we put a face to the cause. We could start getting the word out on social media right away and clear up a lot of the common misconceptions about bone marrow donation. Even if it doesn't help Dakota, we could still save someone else's life. Amy, next time I have a problem, remind me to come straight to you for help. I already feel like a million times less helpless than I did before. Good. It's the least I can do. Amy starts jotting down notes on her phone as ideas for the drive come to her. I just wish there was something I could do to cheer him up right now. Maybe there is. After a few moments, Amy shows you her phone screen. Nolan Grant's picture smiles at you from her newsfeed. That's the director Dakota likes, right? He's going to be in town this weekend for his new film premiere. If we can't bring Dakota to the premiere, we'll just have to bring the premiere to Dakota. That sounds amazing, but where would we even start? Well, we're two smart young women. I'm sure we could find a way to get a hold of Nolan Grant, or at least his assistant. Once we explain our case to him, I'm sure he'll want to help. He probably still remembers Dakota from the Student Film Festival. Dakota would flip if we pulled this off. It's up to you, Sage. Whatever you want, we'll make this happen. Join forces with Amy to track down Nolan Grant and get him to visit Dakota in the hospital. It's kind of obvious we're going to do this, you know that, right? I feel like you want to spend all your diamonds in the book. This is a good book. I encourage it. Let's do this. Yes, I always want to be like Nancy Drew. Grab your laptop. The two of you huddle around your computer on the bed and start researching. Let's think about this logically. What do we know about Nolan Grant? Well, I know he grew up in Boston. He doesn't stick around for after parties. He's really into ghosts. I'm not sure how helpful that is, but we'll keep it in mind. Yeah, maybe we should just look him up online. Amy types his name into a search bar. Hey, look, he grew up in Boston. Oh, right. I forgot Dakota mentioned that. Listen, it's 4 a.m. I've hardly had any sleep and I've been extremely busy, like I'm supposed to remember. It says here his mom still lives in the area. Looks like he's just old enough that she probably still has a landline phone. You mean, does your mom have any local phone books? Shockingly, yes. Run downstairs to grab it and then bring it back to your room. The article said she was a single mom who never remarried, so we can cross off anyone listed as part of a pair. Here she is, the only single V, Grant in the county. Wow, that was impressive. Honestly, didn't think we'd even get a solid lead. What can I say? Research is my superpower secret. Thank me later. You have a nice old lady to call. You take a deep breath and then dial the number. Please pick up. A few days later. You're hanging out in Dakota's room, anxiously checking the clock every few minutes. You okay, Teach? Me? Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Because you're doing a really good impression of my dad right now. Why don't you come and sit down? Because... But you're safe from having to answer by a knock at the door. Hello? Is this the right room? Dakota's jaw drops as Nolan Grant peeks his head inside. Mr. Grant? What are you doing here? I'm here to visit you, kid. Quietly pull out your phone and begin to record the encounter. Sage here told me about your story. I was so sorry to hear about your illness, Dakota. I'd hoped our next meeting would be under happier circumstances. You thought we'd meet again? I was sure of it, though I assumed it would be when you premiered your first feature. You think I'm good enough for that? Don't you? Dakota's cheeks flush. She's clearly a little overwhelmed. Nolan, did you know Dakota saw Retribution Trilogy when he was just 8? Dakota's always filming things on his phone. We'll do with the Retribution. Oh, that young, huh? I'm surprised he didn't turn you off of horror for life. Dakota leans forward eagerly, his love of film overcoming his nerves. No, it was complete opposite. I watched those movies like every night for months. They showed me that even though the unknown is scary, it can be also beautiful too. That's the kindest thing anyone's ever said about my work. Mr. Grant. Nolan, please. Nolan, can I ask you something? Why ghosts? You always dodge the question in interviews. That's observant. I suppose I don't like to talk about it, but if you promise not to alert the press... I swear I would never tell. You're my hero. Alright then, I'll tell you the truth. My father died in a car accident when I was young. A few months later, strange things started happening around our house. Spooky sounds in empty rooms, objects turning up in wrong rooms, mysterious messages written in the shower steam. Creepy. That's exactly what I thought. At first I was afraid, and I wondered if my father was trying to get our attention. I'll never know for sure, of course, but those incidents started a fascination with the idea that death isn't the end of our lives. I like that thought process. And why horror movies? Seems like ghosts were more of a positive influence in your life. If you watch closely, the ghosts in my films are the good guys. Well, mostly. Nolan Grant stays all afternoon, answering Dakota's questions and giving him industry advice. Finally, Nolan looks at the time and stands. Sorry, kids, but I have to run. I have a book signing in an hour. I'm just grateful you came at all. This was awesome. You have a very determined young woman by your side. Dakota grins as he takes your hand. Yeah, I'm lucky. Before I go, I have a little something for you. Nolan pulls a flash drive from his pocket and hands it to Dakota. It's an advanced screener of my new movie, The Breach. The one that's premiering this weekend. Oh my god. You'll be the first person who didn't work on this movie to get to see it. Just don't go leaking it all over the internet, yeah? Nolan puts a hand on Dakota's shoulder, smiling warmly. It's been a privilege. Dakota, I look forward to seeing your next film. Thanks. I'll walk you out. Out in the hallway, you turn to Nolan with a smile. You throw your arms around him, squeezing tight. Oh. Thank you. I'm happy to do it. I'll be rooting for Dakota. And I'll tell my mother you said hi. You flush, but you can't regret the phone call. After Nolan disappears in the elevator, you head back into Dakota's room. So, surprise? Get over here. Dakota pulls you in his arms and you snuggle close. You're amazing. Tell me something I don't know? I love you. I know that. And I love you too. Clearly. You wrap your arms around his neck and pull him into a kiss. Dakota kisses you again and again until you're completely breathless. Okay, so, wanna watch a movie? Which one? Dakota chuckles as you snuggle into his side to watch Nolan Grant's latest film. The next week. The donor registration drive that you and Amy planned is a huge success, raising awareness about bone marrow donation among the school's students, faculty, and community at large. Sage, tell Dakota I'm praying for him. I will, Beatrice. Normally students with senioritis don't do something this productive with their free time. I'm impressed, girls. Thanks, Mr. McCormick. You look around the crowded gym, feeling a sense of pride. You were right, Amy. Combining the donor registration with the blood drive was a great idea. Thanks. It just made sense to try to help people, as many people as we can, since we already have the gym time and everything. Hey, Sage. Jaden and I just donated blood, and we signed up for the bone marrow registry. They told me my blood type, guess who finally got an A in something. Good work, Jaden. Vulture frames your heart light with something that feels suspiciously like hope. Dakota's match might be in the room right this minute. If only. A little bubble of hope you felt gradually deflates as you continue to wait for news about Dakota's match. Maybe today will be the day. You check your phone constantly in class. No news yet. Trust me, I'm a scientist. I like that little thing on the board. And every night at home, you can't help but wonder, shouldn't we have heard something by now? The next couple weeks feel like they drag by, but you try to stay positive for Dakota. You're gonna get a map soon, I can feel it. If you say so. You do your best to focus, bud. Sage! This press release is full of spelling errors. That's not like you at all. Oh, sorry, I'll fix it. If this job is starting to be too much for you, I understand. Think back on all the good you've done since you started volunteering in Hope Springs. I can handle it. I'm not ready to quit yet. More importantly, I'm not ready to stop helping people yet. That's what we'd like to hear. You keep waiting. And waiting. And waiting. Until one day you walk into Dakota's room to find him grinning from ear to ear. Teach, they found a match. They did? When are they doing the procedure? Friday afternoon. I'll leave school at lunch. If I come straight here, I should have enough time to give you a good luck kiss before it starts. Sounds perfect. That Friday. Anxiously sitting on the bus after school as it crawls across the city. Come on, come on. You check the time. I'm cutting it close, but I should still be able to get there before they take Dakota down for his procedure. Phone buzzes with a text from Amy. Tell Dakota good luck. I will. If I ever get there. That bad? Still got at least 6 stops to go, and the bus was late to begin with. Fingers crossed. I still can't believe a total stranger was willing to donate like that. They're basically his guardian angel. If I ever see them, I'm giving them the biggest hug ever. Maybe even a kiss too. They are basically saving your boyfriend's life. Seems like the least you can do. Saying the bus jolts and swerves without warning. Whoa. You type out a quick goodbye to Amy as the bus driver pulls off to the side of the road. You hear murmurs. It's probably a flat tire. No, I don't have time for this. Get off the bus and take off running towards the hospital. I'm coming, Dakota. You race down the hallway to Dakota's room. I have to make it just a little further. Finally around the corner to find... Teach! Oh, Dakota, I was so worried I'd miss you when the bus got a flat tire. I had to run the last mile. I'm glad you made it okay, honey. Yeah, I don't know how much longer your mom could stall. Officially, I was going through a very important checklist to make sure you're completely ready for the procedure. But it looks like we really are out of time. The mom gestures behind you, and you turn to see one of the nurses approaching to take Dakota to the procedure room. Although I think I can buy you a few more minutes. Really? Of course. You know, I believe I forgot my lucky scrub cap in my office. It'd just be so irresponsible to do a procedure without it. She puts a reassuring hand on your arm. It'd be so great if you could take Dakota to his procedure room for me. Yeah, Teach. Help a guy out? It would mean everything to be able to comfort Dakota right now. No, I'm gonna leave him there and sit here. If you're sure. That would be amazing, Mom. Of course, sweetheart. I'll meet you two down there. Start pushing Dakota through the hospital hallways towards the 3rd floor procedure room. So, did your bus really get a flat tire on the way here? Yeah, can you believe my luck? The universe must want me to be your driver as much as I do. As if I need another reason to look forward to you getting better. Are you ready for this? The transplant? Yeah, I am. Now. Dakota reaches back to put his hand on one of yours. I've been waiting for this moment for months. It's kinda hard to believe it's here. It almost feels like a dream. Like I'll wake up any moment and I'll still be sick. Dakota, we're in this together. Dream or not, Even if all this was in your head, or you have to go through 50 transplants, or you're stuck in the hospital for the rest of your life, I'm not going anywhere. Thanks, Teach. You push Dakota into the procedure room where everything is all set up for him. Well, looks like your mom is taking the long way from her office. Wait with me? Of course. Pull up a stool beside him, his bed, and taking his hand in yours, he squeezes your fingers. I'm so glad you're here, Sage. Me too. You look around the room, find the IV bag full of blood stem cells on the table. Creepy, huh? Honestly, I think it's cool. The IV bag holds the key to your cure. It's a scientific miracle. Ah, that's one way to look at it. Dakota, are you scared? I'm feeling a lot of things, and scared is definitely one of them. There's a real chance my body will reject the blood stem cells. Is there anything you can do to increase your odds? I think accepting thoughts. You chuckle, holding his hand a little tighter. So, that's a no. I have good odds already. I'm young, healthy, other than the obvious. Dakota looks at you, his eyebrows furrowing. You know, we still haven't really talked about the dying thing, not realistically. I know. We can talk about it now. I hate the thought of causing you pain. But it's a good kind of pain. The kind you only get when you care about someone. I don't want you to hold you back, okay? If I die, I still want you to live your life. If that's what you want. So, you'll go to college next year? Yeah. I'll go. And you'll date other people? Eventually, yeah. I can't promise I'll be okay right away, but I'll do my best to live a good life. Dakota breathes a tired sigh of relief. Good, because I'll be watching, so I'll know. What are you gonna do? Haunt me? If I have to. Dakota closes his eyes, leaning his head back against the chair. The shadows under his eyes are so dark, they almost look like bruises. Dakota, you are going to survive this. You sound like you've got some inside knowledge there, Teach. How do you know? Because I believe in you. You beat cancer when you were 14. You got into a prestigious student film festival and won an award from an acclaimed Hollywood director. You can do anything, Dakota. You've proven it before, and you'll do it again. He squeezes your hand. With you beside me, I almost believe it. There's a quiet knock at the door when your mother enters the room. Sorry to interrupt. No worries, Dr. Woods. I'm ready to get started. Thank you for buying us some time to talk, Mom. It meant a lot. Of course, sweetheart. Give Dakota's hand one more last squeeze. Good luck. Don't need it. I've got you. You pause in the hallway looking through the window as your mom starts the procedure. After a long moment, you head to the waiting room to find Dakota's parents. The hours tick by. You and the Winchesters do your best to pass the time without letting your anxiety get the best of you. Honey, sit down. All the pacing is making me dizzy. I'll sit down if you stop biting your nails. No deal. Deal finally. Mr. and Mrs. Winchester. Yes? Dakota's ready to see you now. Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Add down description below links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Hope you're all enjoying this content. Please do make sure to subscribe. That's all I can ask, really. That's all I really can ask. So, once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.